Hello YouTube, and welcome to my how to make a hip hop track from start to finish playlist. In today's video, I've got a very exciting video. I'm going to be teaching you how to make a hip hop drum beat. We're going to be using one shots for this, and it's going to be an 8-bar clip, a MIDI sequence, and I'll kindly provide you with some one shots. If you see the description, the link will be in there to the sample pack, so you can follow along with the exact same sounds I'm using or someone similar. Okay, let's get started. First off, you're going to want to set the tempo. I've already set mine to 95, as you can see where my mouse icon is. It says 95. Then what you're going to want to do is come to create, click on that, go to insert MIDI track. We'll just delete this one because it's an audio channel, we don't need it. Then we'll right click on the MIDI, we'll go to rename or Control R as the shortcut, and we'll go to drum, we'll type in drums. We'll get a nice colour of pale yellow. Then we'll highlight. We'll drag out with left mouse button and we'll drag out 8 bars. Then we'll right click on the highlighted area and we'll come down to insert MIDI clips. And press plus on the keyboard to zoom in a bit. And we'll drag this along here and just expand it out. Then we'll click on the clip and press Ctrl and L to loop it. And then what we're going to want to do, I prefer using Impulse for this. It makes it a lot easier to sidechain later on rather than using a drum rack. So we'll go to Instruments and we'll go to Impulse. We'll left click and drag an instance of Impulse off onto our newly created MIDI clip on the MIDI channel called Drums. Now go to our Ableton samples, raw cuts. I'll be giving these away for free, so just see the link in the description. We'll look for a kick now. Not bad. Bit rubbish. Shit. Rubbish. Cack. Dog shit. Wank. That one will do. Number 10's our guy. You can click on the play button to play it back. And this one here, decay. If you increase it, it'll add more of a tail to the sound, make it more elongated, more stretched out. If you lessen the decay, it will have less of a prominent sound at the end. It will have less of a tail. We want a bit more of a tail on ours because it's a bit of a weak kick drum. So we'll have 379. And this volume where my mouse icon is, that's the volume for the individual banks. So this will be the volume for the kick, but I advise leaving your kick on 0 because we'll be doing the effects for the we don't have to use the volume. And this volume here where the mouse icon is now, that's the volume for the whole 8 banks, whatever you've got loaded into these 8 banks. That sounds good. Then we want a snare. That'll do. We'll put it in bank 2. We'll put the decay up to say something like 540. That's not too bad. And we'll up the volume to about 6 decibels. Now play it back. That's good. Then we want a hi-hat. Like this one, and we'll up the decay to about 709, and we'll turn the volume up to about 749. If you want a crash in there, you'd have to look for one. I'm not sure how I keep my crashes. I'll use an EDM crash as it's just a crash. So we'll click in there, we'll go to one shots, crashes. That's quite a long tail on that, so we'll just lessen the decay to about 130. We want a bit more of decay, say about 150. That's not too bad. And when you've got all your one shots loaded in, click back on your clip, then come down to here where your MIDI clip actually is. Click on the white box down here, and then make sure this headphone icon is blue, but it's flashing now. Make sure it's turned on, or you won't get any sound. Then what you're going to want to do is right click on the grid somewhere, empty a bit of space, and come to 1/16th note. Press B to get your pencil tool out, or click up here where my mouse, where it's flashing, look, make sure it's highlighted. We'll just zoom in by pressing the plus button. Now I'll put the first kick on bar 1, the first kick on 1.3, If you wonder where these numbers are coming from, they're up here where my mouse icon is now. There's the magnifying glass look. It says 1 there, 1.2, 1.3. Then we'll put 1 on 1.4. 1 on 2.2. And 1 on 2.4. Just drag along. And we'll put 1, no, we'll leave it there. And then as for snares, we'll put 1 in the middle, 1 in the middle, 1 in the middle, 1 in the middle. We'll put 2 there like that. Then for hi-hats, we'll have 1 here, 1 there, 1 here. Just follow along. If I'm going a bit too quick, just pause the video and see where I'm putting these. Then we'll right click on the grid somewhere, not on a note. Then we'll go to quarter. I'll put a crash in on bar 1, 1 on bar 2. Then we'll go to 8th note and we'll put 1 budging up to bar 3 up here, look like that. And we might have 1 on 2.3. If you zoom out by pressing the minus key, press B to put your pencil tool away, then press Ctrl and A to select them all, then press Ctrl and D to duplicate once, twice and 3 times. That would be a bit repetitive, so we're going to change some things up now on the 2 at the end of the second bar, end of the 4th bar, end of the 6th bar and end of the 8th bar, so it's on the 4x4 structure. So then we'll go to 1/16th note again by right clicking and go to the grid and go to 1/16th note. We can leave the first change up to bar 3 as it is. We want to go to bar 5 and for bar 5 we want to take that snare out there, put a snare there, take that hi-hat out, put 1 there and put 1 there. For bar 7 we'll have a kick there, take that snare out, with that snare, take that snare out and put a hi-hat there, a snare there and a hi-hat there. Then if we come over here, just put a snare into there, take that hi-hat out, put 1 there, take that one out and put 1 there. Now if you solo our channel, play it back. We play it back now. Seems good. That's our basic beat. I didn't know if you know this, but all mastering engineers, when they're mastering a track, they always put the low end in mono. Although the track is a stereo image, everything under 200 Hz has to be in mono. That would be your drums, bass line and your sub bass. They all operate largely under 200 Hz. So what we're going to have to do to EQ this properly is come to Audio Effects, left click on EQ8, drag that out, then click on frequency band 1, turn it down to about 25.5. Then this toolbox down here corresponds to number 1 because it's frequency band 1. We'll click on that and we'll do the top one, roll for a high-end brick wall they call it, that preset. Then we'll click on number 4. We'll turn the frequency all the way up to 18 kHz. If it's going too fast for you, when you move up the scale with your mouse, just hold down the shift button and left click and drag it and move slow up the input scale. Sorry, move up slow up the input scale. And we left click on bank 4. We'll go to roll for a high-end brick wall. And click on, we'll play it back heartbeat. We look for where it's peaking. This is where it's peaking. Look, it's on the bass section because the EQ goes from bass, then to mids, then to highs, and it's always the furthest peak to the left. So this is our drum here. Can you see this is the furthest? This is the highest peak to the furthest to the left. So we'll put our kick somewhere in the centre there, just by dragging it across. As you can see, our kick is happening at about 45.8. Then what you're going to want to do is put the Q all the way up to 18. What Q does, it pinpoints it. The more you turn it up, the more it will pinpoint to the frequency you got selected up here. So now at maximum at 18, it's now pinpointed to 45.8 Hertz. That is essential because later on when we come to getting the bass and sub bass, we're going to have to put them on separate frequencies so there's no overlap, because sometimes bass and kicks overlap and it causes mud in your tracks. It makes the drums subdued or the bass wobble a bit, it makes your instruments more congested. This way it allows your track to breathe more easily and just allows more of the instruments to come through and there won't be no mud in the track subduing your drums. Now what you can do, leave number 3 on 1 kHz but turn it down just to make way for the mids on your melodies. So turn it down to 2.55, then add next to EQ band by clicking on this box number 5, drag number 5 on the frequency to the best presence level ever, which is 3.25 kHz, that's 3250 Hz, which is 1000 Hz in 1 kHz, and turn the Q all the way up to 12, say 12.5, but then, yeah, that should be golden. Then what you want to do is come to audio effects, click on that, go to audio effect rack, come down to mixing and mastering, then put boombox drums, not big boom master but boombox drums on the channel. It's the last thing. The only thing we really have to take notice of is the saturated drive, the macro to the bottom right. Put that on 10, that's your volume for the overall effect. Put it on 10, it starts on 12 decibels, but we'll try, it gives it more oomph and more volume, the whole MIDI clip. That might be a bit too much. About 920 is good. Put the comp threshold on 23.5. Put the comp attack on 11 milliseconds, and the comp dry wet on 60. Turn down the bass to about 154, the mid gain on about 0.50, the mid frequency on the best presence level again, you guessed it, 3.25, and the high gain on 120. Then what we're going to want is a glue compressor, so make sure you're in audio effects again. Click on glue compressor and make sure it goes after the EQ8, because Ableton reads your effects on the effects channel from left to right, so it's going to process the impulse first, then the EQ, then the glue compressor, then the boombox drums. And you always want the compressor after the EQ, especially if you've dropped out the sub bass, the sub slight frequencies, that would be 25 Hz or under, because it makes your compressor work less hard and it'll make it more efficient and it won't be bugging out on you. So always put it after the EQ and you chopped off the sub bass here. Look, frequency bad one does it, so we chopped out 25.5 Hz and less. So now the compressor can do a proper good job. So put the attack on 30, put the release on 1, leave the ratio on 4:1 compressed, leave soft clip off, leave the range alone, and leave dry wet alone on 100%. And when we play back, we'll start moving this threshold so the needle, this needle here, sits at about 3 decibels, that's just over halfway between the 0 and the 5 where the needle is. So we'll move it up to about 559. We'll try 530 is good. Then you'll always lose some volume when you're compressing the beat. This is the makeup here, this is added extra volume back into the mix. So we want to turn it up to start just before it distorts. 2.75. That sounds good. What you can do, if you don't want to go through this process again, you can left click on your impulse, then press Control and A, or that's Command and A on a Mac. That'll highlight all your effects on the channel. Then what you can do, you can press Control and G to group them, or you can right click and go to Group, Now instead of these ones here, but that'll turn impulse on and off, that'll turn EQ8 on and off, so on and so forth. That'll turn glue compressor on and off, and that'll turn boombox drums on and off. Now, since we've created them all as a group and they're all as a chain now, altogether this one here will turn the whole rack on and off, so you'd have to do it individually. And what you can do, this little disc icon down there, that's the save feature. So if you click on that, it's asking for a name now, so we can call this we'll just call it wrap drum rack. If you want to find that, what you would do, say you're in audio effects, come down to user library, and then it'll be under your presets, instruments, instrument rack, and that'll be there. Look. Then for what you can do, say you start a new track, and you haven't got that, all you'd have to do is just go to where you saved it, drag it out, and drag it onto there, and it's back again. And that was how to create a hip hop 8-bar clip using one shots. This is just the very beginning of the tutorial series, so stick around, you might learn something else. If you want to watch the next video, feel free. It'll be the next one after this, obviously. But yeah, a song is now taking shape. We've got a drum beat, but there's still a lot more to go, so keep watching. Until next time, YouTube, take care of yourselves. This is Music Tech Point, and I'm signing out.